the biotech cohort has been stronger ever since the election, as investors assume that a Trump administration will be less hostile to higher drug prices than Hillary would have been. But let's not forget that biotech stocks, especially development stage biotechs, ultimately trade on trial data and clinical milestones and FDA approvals, not just who's in the White House. Just take a look at TherapeuticsMD. That symbol is TXMD for all you home gamers. It's an early stage biotech focused on hormone replacement therapies for women's health. Last night, the company announced some very strong phase 3 results for their lead drug, which helps alleviate some of the symptoms of menopause, like hot flashes, night sweats, sleep disturbances. Stock initially spiked more than 20% on the news, gave back some of those gains as people rang the register. Yet TherapeuticsMD is still down pretty significantly for the year, despite this latest data and the fact that they've got a second menopause drug, a treatment for vaginal atrophy, ouch, that's likely to gain FDA approval sometime next year. So can the stock keep climbing? Let's take a closer look with Robert Finicio. He is the co-founder and CEO of TherapeuticsMD. Find out more about his company's prospects and where it's headed. Mr. Finicio, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, have a seat. The initial spike was gigantic, and I thought that was right because I think this market is huge, and if this drug really works, which you know is a 2017 prospect, it could be big. But I want you to tell us about it because, to me, it's a gigantic market.
It is very large. Just have to add, thanks for having us.
Of course.
Really glad to be back. So we're beyond pleased with our data. To understand what the data really means, there are two hormones that, when they decline in a woman's body, causes hot flash, menopause side effects. And for the first time, we've been able to co-formulate those natural two hormones in a single dosage form. And the data suggests in this phase 3 study that it's both safe and effective. And the reason this is important, there's approximately 18 million prescriptions of these natural, unapproved hormones being sold by pharmacies that are either independent or community-based pharmacies, or mixed up or what's called compounded.
Right.
So doctors and women are choosing these hormones over the FDA-approved hormones that are proven safe and effective, but are synthetic. All the combinations FDA-approved are synthetic. Why does that matter? That translates at an FDA-approved price with no premium for innovation, just 70s, 80s, 90 drug prices, $3.5 to $4.5 billion for this single drug just in the U.S. And
okay, go ahead. Good.
There's two really unique things here that you've probably never seen in a pharmaceutical company before. I haven't in my career. Number one, a law that passed called the Drug Quality and Security Act just 2 years ago mandates that when there's an FDA-approved drug, compounding pharmacies can no longer mix it up.
Right. So there we know that there's $3 billion right now on compound mix-ups, which frankly I don't really trust anyway, but they're out there. And this could replace that.
Absolutely. More importantly, these independent community-based pharmacies that compound these products are key for us in a launch strategy and a partnership.
Because they already have the customers.
Not just that, they lost all the reimbursement. There used to be full reimbursement from insurance companies. They would pay the pharmacies for these unapproved drugs that are bioidentical. That's gone or almost completely eliminated in the last year. So they're only netting $3 to $5 a script on what used to be a very high profit margin for them.
Okay. Now, I need to understand, how did this do versus the placebo?
Very, very good. So it showed clear statistical, and I want to be clear on the statistical threshold the FDA wanted. It was 0.05 p-value. We clearly cleared that in the top 2 doses, and it was also statistically significant and hit the safety endpoints. So clear efficacy, clinical meaningfulness, and safety.
Okay, so this is stage 3. That does not mean it's available right now. It still has to go through more process, right?
We will plan to file it in Q3, and in between here and there, we'll
Q3 of 2017.
Q3 of 2017, and it's a 10-month review. And in between here and there, we'll get our launch plans together, but continue to work with these community and independent-based pharmacies because we will improve their net margins significantly since they've lost reimbursement. This will now be reimbursed if approved. In addition to that, women and doctors that continually choose this will have a proven safe and effective product that can be obtained from any of these pharmacies.
Okay, do you have enough money to last through that process, or would it be good to raise money so you can have a bigger launch?
Yeah, good point. We don't know yet. So if you look at our filings, we just hired 2 really heavy hitters on the commercialization side. As you can tell, I'm not a clinical researcher, but we went out and got the best. Brought them from 12th grade back to 3rd grade, and they produced 2 great drugs. We've done the same thing on the commercialization side. We have the best people in the industry to launch these drugs. We also have these unique regulatory and commercial reimbursement tailwinds. And more importantly, this is an unmanaged class with payers. Very hot topic right now.
We got to explain what that means to people.
Absolutely. Most drugs, when they get approved, people put a premium on them, a big one, and they go to the insurance companies, and it takes a while to get reimbursed. These hormones for menopause are unmanaged classes. That means if I get approved, assuming the FDA approves us.
For 18 million women.
Exactly. Well, 18 million prescriptions. 2.5 million women approximately. So assuming it gets approved, you get a key code, an NDC number, new drug number. That would be listed in Medistand, First Data Bank. Almost every single major insurer would pick that up within 6 months without a review, as long as you price it at parity. If you don't take a huge premium.
In other words, so if you don't jack the price up, and you don't get in trouble with the government, there's going to be no tweet from the president-elect or from anybody else. That is going to give you a big profit margin that you will do well in and stay under the radar of people who are saying there's gouging.
Last year when I was here with Governor Thompson, Secretary Thompson, we committed to that, and we will stick to that. The market's so big, why would we price it that high?
All right, let's leave it at that. That's pretty exciting to me. That's Robert Finicio. He is the CEO of TherapeuticsMD. Stock was up a lot, up 10%, but there is still more upside. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.